This lesson is unit number 4, Natural Disasters, Oxford Progressive English, Book 6. And the pages we are going to cover are from page number 89 to page number 97. The natural disasters we are going to read about today are fire, earthquakes, and volcanic eruption. Open your books at page number 89. The lesson is The Fire at Para, 1870. Dear students, Para is a district of Istanbul, Turkey. This fire was broken out in 1870 in the suburbs of Istanbul, and the story we are going to read is an autobiography of the writer, who was a British ambassador at Istanbul. He has witnessed the event of fire that broke out on 6 June 1870 from the building that was last to be burnt, that was British Embassy. First of all, we will discuss what is an autobiography. This is a kind of story written by the writer about his own life. When someone writes about his own life, it is called autobiography. In short, story of a person written by himself is an autobiography. So this fire at Para 1870 is also the autobiography. The fire that was broken out in 1870 was horrible. It has destroyed all the suburb of whole residential area in Istanbul. This fire was also known as the Great Fire at Para. The account of the event is very dramatic. To know what happened when the fire broke out at Para, read the whole story. To aid you in your reading, I have bring you words meaning that are difficult from the reading section. Fire at Para. The first word is broken out, which means started. The fire was broken out. The fire started. Suburb. It means an outlying district of a city. Suburb. Side areas of a city are called suburb. Immediately, which means instantly, at once. Iron shutters. These are metal doors that cover windows. Like we have main gates of iron, so these iron shutters are used for windows. Flaming. It means burning, ablaze, on fire. Planks. Long wooden pieces are called planks. Trapped, stranded, molten, melted. Cemetery, that is graveyard. Ferocity, violence. Tragedy, a terrible disaster. Looters, these are thieves who steal property. Also solve the vocabulary exercise that is given at page number 90. It says that use any 5 words in your sentences from the vocabulary section. So I have done 3 for you, 2 are left for you. The first word is broken out. In the sentence is the fire had broken out instantly. Looters. Many looters also burnt in fire. Trapped. Many people were trapped in fire. And the words tragedy and immediately, the meanings are given in the same slide. Use these 2 words in your sentences and copy these sentences in your notebooks. This topic is the past tense. That is at page number 91. The past tense is formed by adding ed to infinitive form of a regular verb. First, what is infinitive? Infinitive is the basic form of verb. We can use it according to our needs. We can change it into present. We can change it into past tense or past verb. As they reach is present tense and they reached is past tense. So our topic of today is past tense. They reached. Ed. Adding ed to regular verbs is the way how we form past tense or past verbs. See the sentence. The flames soon reached the embassy. The flames soon reached the embassy. Reached is used for past tense. So in this sentence we are talking about a past event. What are regular verbs and what are irregular verbs? Regular verbs, when changed into other forms, they do not change shape. For example, when we make past and past participle of a regular verb, the stem word or the root word or the basic form of the verb or the word remains the same. Look at the example: reach, reached, and reached. We just added ed and the basic word is not changed. Reach is intact. That is regular verb. The other example of regular verb is shout, shouted, shouted. So what are irregular verbs? These are the verbs when we change them into past or past participles, they change shape. Look at this. Look at the word blow. Blew and blown. So the stem word blow has changed shape. That is why we call them irregular verbs. Open your books at page number 91. Find the topic or heading writing task. The infinitive form of verbs found in the lesson The Fire at Para are given here. You have to change these infinitive verbs into past tense. Our next topic is earthquakes. Open your book at page number 92. This is also non-fiction, which means this is a true story. This is a real account of an event. This earthquake hit Japan in 1995. The earthquake was given the name Hyogo Ken Nambu. And in Japan, the population was 10 million people at that time. So this earthquake was very terrible. Do the reading carefully. Word meanings are given here. Epicenter is the very center of earthquake, from where the earthquake hits. The main part of the land where the earthquake hits is called epicenter. Lasted, remained, catastrophic, destructive on a large scale. Collapsed, fell to the ground, massive, large or big. Harbor, coast of sea. Reclaimed, recovered or regained. Side of platform. Fierce, that means intense. Read the lesson in detail and find what happened when the earthquake in 1995 hit Japan. Our next disaster is volcanic eruption. That is at page number 95, and the topic is devastation 1815. This topic, devastation, is about volcanic eruption. The volcano erupted in the island of Indonesia. The volcano was given the name Tambora volcano. Volcanic eruption is the disaster in which rocks and lava are thrown out of the mountain. Rocks or mountains throw out the balls of burning rocks that cause catastrophe. The volcanic eruption of 1815 was the most terrible volcanic eruption, as 50,000 people died, and the Tambora language, the language of that place, was extinguished. It means the language was wiped out, finished. When all the speakers of a language died at once, that's why the language extinguishes. So all the speakers of Tambora language were died in that volcanic eruption. This eruption also affected climate, and the temperature of world, especially Europe and America, was dropped. And the year 1816, the coming year, the next year in Europe and America was known as, or was called, the year without summer. It means the temperature went down and there was no summer in 1816 because of this volcanic eruption and climatic change. This volcanic eruption is followed by many other events. It was followed by a famine and riots after that. Read the whole passage. Then come to vocabulary section at page number 95. You have to join the words with their true meanings. I have done it for you here. Devastation means terrible destruction. Find it in your book. Eruption means a bursting out. Match them in your book. Climatic, to do with the climate. Extinguished, wiped out or finished. Catastrophic, disastrous. Famine, lack of food. Scarce, hardly any, and desperate, without any hope. Now let's move to page number 96. That is poetry. The topic is darkness. This poem is written by Lord Byron, that is an English poet who lived through the year 1816, that was called the year without a summer, and he has also faced the effects of volcanic eruption that happened in 1815. So he wrote the poem Darkness afterwards to show the effects of devastation in 1815. The poem is given here. The bright sun was extinguished, and the stars did wander darkling in eternal space, rayless and pathless, and the icy earth swung blind and blackening in the moonless air. Morning, came and went, and came and brought no day. A very short poem of just 5 lines. The whole poem suggests that there was no light afterwards, there was no sunshine, no bright day. The days were black and dark. The stars were also black or dark, and there was no moon in the sky, and the air was filled with the dust. This is all that was the climatic effect of volcanic eruption 1815. Our next exercise in the same page is reading for interpretation. We are given 5 words to answer according to the poem we have just read. What do you think has extinguished the sun? Question number 1. The sun was extinguished, and what has extinguished it? The ash and the dust that was thrown out of the mountain. The sun was invisible because of the ash and the dust in the air. 2. What happened to stars? The stars wandered darkling in the eternal space. They turned dark. Why was the earth blind? Because there was no moon in the sky. Why was there no moon in the sky? Because it was blocked out by the dust. And which words tell us that the day was dark instead of light? The words rayless and pathless tell that the day was dark. These are just 5 questions from this reading section. Write them in your notebook and also learn them. The whole unit number 4, natural disasters, is all about reading non-fiction, the true account of events. This topic is homonyms. At page number 93, we have read the words synonyms and antonyms. But the new term is homonyms. What are homonyms? The words which have the same spelling and sound are called homonyms, but different meanings. The words, for example, jam and jam, both have same spelling, same sound, but different meanings. These are called homonyms. The word jam, it can mean a sweet spread made of sugar and fruit that we add to our bread and eat it, that we spread over bread and eat it. Jam. The other jam is getting stuck, that is traffic jam. So these 2 words are homonyms. Can and can, they sound same, the spellings are same, but one can is modal auxiliary, like I can swim. The other can is the container. Give me a can of sweet corn. This is a can of sweet corn. Can of food. At page number 93, at the end of this page, you are given few homonyms. You have to make 2 sentences for each to show 2 different meanings. Like we have just done 2 different meanings of can. Use jam in 2 sentences. One sentence would about the sweet spread of sugar and fruit, and the other sentence would about traffic jam or being struck. Fast. One fast is adjective, being fast, being quick. The other fast is the fast that we keep in the month of Ramadan. Find the 2 meanings of rest of 3-4 words: bowl, grave, bear, and tap, and use these homonyms in 2 sentences each. Then come to page number 94. The topic is preposition. The prepositions are the words like at, over, by, down, back, up, from, to, etc. These are the words that show the relation between words with respect to time, place, or direction. That means the prepositions tell us that what is the relation of one noun to other with respect to time, with respect to place, with respect to direction. Let us talk about direction. The book is on the table. On the table, the book. On is the preposition that shows the relation between the book and table with respect to direction or place. When we use a preposition in a sentence, it always comes before a noun or noun phrase. The book is on the table. On is preposition that is followed by the noun, the table. It comes before the noun, the table. He returned from the shop. The shop is noun and from is preposition. So, a preposition comes before a noun or noun phrase. Some of the houses burnt at night. Of is preposition. The houses are the noun. Read all about prepositions at page number 94 and also solve the exercises. The next topic is suffixes at page number 96. Suffixes are the word endings. Suffixes are syllables which does not make sense on its own. For example, a suffix is meant, M-E-N-T, meant. It does not mean anything on its own, but when we add it to the stem word, when we add it to a base word, it gives meanings. It changes the meaning of the base words. For example, one suffix is less. It means without, aimless, helpless, senseless. The stem word is use, and we add the suffix less. It changes the meaning. Use is useful or use something, and useless is of no use. It changes the meanings to its opposite. It also can change a verb into a noun. For example, the verb is punish. To punish someone, punish. When we add suffix ment, meant to punish, verb, it becomes punishment, and punishment is a noun. So by adding suffix, we can change a verb into a noun. We have read all about suffixes in detail in previous class. You can also revise suffixes from there. But at page number 96, you are given detailed examples of suffixes. Revise it from there as well. I hope you understood today's lecture. If anything is unclear, I would recommend you to watch the video again. Still at the problem? Do not hesitate to contact. Take a very good care of yourself. Work hard. Allah Hafiz.